Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Farms and Grizzly Bear Sims. My name is Jerry. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We are here on Lawfolds, and this is going to be episode number 35. We are still in the same game day. This is early winter. I wanted to bring us back together just for this episode because we did get a great demand for wool at $14,663 per something or another, I guess per bundle. So this should do us very, very well with regards to our total cash on hand and everything, um, and help us, basically fund everything that we want to do next spring. So all the spring planting, and of course perhaps a new field or some more animals or something like that. So what we're going to basically do is we're going to drive over to the dairy farm and pick up the large trailer that we have over there, and we're going to get that. Plus I also want to show you what is going on with the grass bales. So when we were together for episode number 34, at the beginning of that episode, before I began feeding animals and such, which really is what that episode comprised mostly of, I had showed you that I think we had like 9 or maybe 11 bales of grass under the barn, or in the barn, in the shed, whatever you want to call it. And what I noticed after I continued feeding the animals off camera, I had to mix up quite a few loads of total mixed rations, and so our straw and hay and silage bale supplies have gone down tremendously. It should be okay still, considering everything's still based on 6 days. So if you think about 6 days, even with the seasons mod, this being the first day of winter, that still gets us through winter and through spring and into summer. So we should be able to start mowing some grass at least in the late spring. So everything is up to, like I said, everything is up to maximum food levels here. And as you can tell, our silage, our straw, and our hay is down quite a bit. And if we look over here, we are down to 6, I believe, looks like 6 bales of grass, and those just sort of began disappearing all by themselves. So that was more or less the expected results. I suppose, just kind of automatically going into the first day of winter, I really didn't know what to expect, and I thought basically those bells would disappear, and they actually are disappearing. It's just they're disappearing a little bit at a time, and that's cool as well. So, but we were able to, if you remember, I'll just pull up our animal inventory here. We were able to feed them grass on this first day of winter, and we basically topped all of their grass needs up to, some 60,000 liters there. So they're all good. A little bit of time has passed, obviously, since I did this, but they're all good, and they're all good for a while. So we're going to go ahead and move this trailer, because this trailer hauls more bales of everything, hay, or pallets of wool, whatever. So we're going to basically take this, and I don't know how long this episode will be. We will basically just load this thing up with wool. We'll take it to the sell point and sell it, and that will probably be the end of the episode, and most likely the end of the game day as well, because we're coming up on 2:20 in the afternoon there, and as you can kind of see, and I'll get in cab because it is a little easier to drive. As you can see, the shadows are starting to get long, and it will certainly be dark 30 very soon. So I believe I pointed out in the previous episode about how the grass gets knocked back. That's the Seasons mod doing that. So obviously it really forces us into a preparation plan in getting all of our materials. If you're going to have animals on your map and you're going to use the seasons mod, you're going to want to make sure that you do plenty of grass work, grass bales, hay bales, silage bales, etc. Because once winter sets in, there is no grass to cut. So. And I would assume that the same behavior will apply for planted grass. We'll know the answer to that with Pine Cove Farm once we get through all of the seasons. And of course, if you're watching that series as well, you know that we're in the summer. In the summer months on that one, all of our fields have been planted. And we're sort of in the same situation on Pine Cove Farm that we're in with this map, whereas there's not a whole heck of a lot of stuff to do until those crops become available to harvest. And I'm wondering if I think I missed a turn. I'm setting up here just yakking, and I completely missed our turn. Okay, well, mistakes happen, and I'm pretty good at making them. And I think it was because I was just driving in cab and I wasn't looking around, and I missed our turn. But here it is, coming right up here. And so we will go ahead and just kind of slice across this person's field here. They won't mind. And let's see what we want to do. Spin our camera around and back this up down here. I realize we have the smaller trailer. I just wasn't sure if we could get all of our bales on there. But this one here we should be able to. Absolutely should. The little Sammy still is it's still working. We're gonna cheat just a little bit here, and we're gonna go with pallets, and we're gonna turn on our work position here, and that way you don't have to watch me fumble around with bale handling, because that would take probably about 3 hours to load up our trailer there. So we're in our little Sammy. Sammy's still working, as I said. Can't seem to get this thing to stop working, but that's okay. All the sheep, everything down here is also all good to go. Let's see, we want to enable automatic logging. We want to get rid of that, and we'll load up these. Just like so. I think we've got 1, 2, 3. Do we have like 8, I think, or something like that? Of course, I'm using that's the auto-loading trailer script. The trailer has to have that UAL, Universal Auto-Loading, and then I'm using the bell spikes, or I'm sorry, the pallet spikes here, which are also auto-loading as well. So again, it's just to kind of help with things just a little bit here. Again, I've got two left. I've got 2 left feet for hands, so it's a bit of a challenge. I have no idea how much total we'll get off of the sale of this wool, but if it's per bundle, obviously we know it's not. We know it's not per pallet, it's per little bundle, because when you go to sell it, each bundle sort of disappears one at a time, and then when all four have disappeared, then the little pallet will disappear. And I will just give credit where credit is due. The first time I saw someone sort of use this method for pallet handling in loading either pallets or bales or whatever was Mike, Reefy1952, in one of his Farm Sim 15 series that he was doing at the time. And this was before Farm Sim 17 came out. And he commented about it being the bipolar profit method of bell handling. And so definitely credit goes out to Reefy1952, Mike, for me seeing that, and then obviously the bipolar profit for doing this. And it's fantastic because, again, trying to do a Let's Play series like this where well, it's just time consuming to watch somebody fumble around with bells or with pallets or with whatever, and I'm not the best at it, and I'm willing to admit that. So if you're looking for pallet handling, the best pallet handling skills, well, you're probably not going to see that on the Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel. And I'm okay to admit that. Hope you all are having a wonderful week. I am still quite ahead of things, so let's see. I'm thinking you guys are going to see this on. Oh, looky there! It's St. Patty's Day, so very happy St. Patty's Day to all, each and every one of you guys and gals, as far as that goes. It is Sunday, the 12th of March, when I'm recording this episode. I'm just kind of trying to get a buffer going for myself, just in case something, where I can't record a day or whatever. And we will go ahead and park our Sammy under here. And we'll let our spikes down, set our parking brake, turn the engine off, all that good stuff. I'm not sure how long that Sammy's gonna continue to run, but we're gonna drive it until either the wheels fall off or until something happens. Oh, I know what I wanted to do before we leave this part of the farm here. I've actually never picked up any eggs, so I'm not real sure what the situation here is with eggs, but I'm sure that we have quite a few of them. And what I don't know is whether or not we lose these things in the wintertime. I don't recall seeing anything on the Seasons mod, sort of their notes as far as what happens with eggs in the wintertime. Obviously if you left eggs laying out like this with soil temperatures, overnight temperatures being what they are, I would think these things would freeze and go away. But again, I'm not sure kind of how it's all managed. I'm not even sure how many eggs we managed to pick up. Here's a couple of more. Okay, well, that's kind of enough running around in a circle. If there's more eggs there to get, we'll get them later. And there we go. And let's get our camera set correctly here. Release our parking brake. We'll get back inside. I think we'll go around if we go around the long way, what I call the long way, it's a little easier. The turns are a little easier with our trailers and such. This being not a dolly trailer, the turning is a little tighter than the dolly trailer, obviously. Anyway, St. Patrick's Day. Hope you all have a safe one. Please don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and definitely have a good time, but have a safe time if you're going out. My wife and I, as you know, I guess as we've gotten older, we typically, holidays, any kind of holiday, even regardless if it's a drinking type holiday, and obviously St. Patrick's Day is definitely a drinking type holiday, we typically stay home and don't go out. And especially with St. Patrick's Day being on a Friday, oh my gosh, that's just going to be more reason for a lot more people to you know, to really go large with stuff. So we're gonna basically stay home. I'll come out a cab here so that you guys can see a little more of the beautiful scenery that Seasons Mod does, controls, etc. So yeah, eight bundles of wool. And basically we'll go through here. Duck your head. Yeah, this is a little easier to go around this direction. It's the turns are a little less forgiving. And I believe that's our winter. Is that our winter wheat or barley back there? And we never got around to plowing our soybean field that we harvested last, but that's okay. It'll all give us something to do in the opening days of spring. Of course, we have to be careful about when you want to plant soybeans. And you know, I showed you all a couple of episodes ago, and I can't remember if it was on Pineco Farm or if it was on this farm, this map. Let me get in cab here just a moment. And but I showed you all the planting schedule that Seasons Mod is based on, how it's currently designed. And of course, keep in mind all of this is still work in progress, a beta, etc. And I showed you that, and talked about the fact that soybeans are a relatively sensitive crop. Okay, so you have to really be careful about when you plant that. And the recommended planting schedule for soybeans is either late spring or even very early summer. If you try to do it any other time and your soil temperatures and your ambient air temperatures and everything are too cold, you will lose that soybean crop. And I know that Reefy 1952 has, you know, he experienced that once, at least once, maybe twice, I don't know. I've seen that happen to me a couple of times. And so even if you are starting a brand new map, if you are starting a brand new map and you're going to play with Seasons, obviously you want to start, you know, day one with Seasons going, with Seasons installed. If there's a pre-planted soybean crop on that map, you're going to be better off to just go ahead and plow that field under and absolutely wait until either late spring or early summer to do that. Because anything else, if you just let that pre-planted soybean crop try to grow, it's not going to do it. You're either going to lose it or it's not going to grow at all. Alright, well, it helps if you go to the right sell point. And obviously the sell point for wool is right here. So we will do there we go. And it's starting to sell. Alright. And the money's going up. Yippee. Okay, so 177,000 plus 55,000. You can do the math and come up with the number there, but pretty good profit on that. I'm happy. 423,000. I'm not really sure yet which field I've kind of got my eye on. Obviously, it will be a field that will be close to the main farm. I want to keep everything sort of consistent and centrally located to things. No need in driving, no need in driving over here on the right side of my tractor over into these fields over here. If we can certainly avoid it. Of course, we'll have to kind of look and see what field prices are looking like on this map. I've not done any missions, so the field prices will be straight up whatever the regular asking price is, and that's how I will plan to approach it. And of course, we do have a good line of credit that we can also add some additional funding from the bank if we need to do that for field use. So what we might choose to do is just sit on our money for now. It would be nice if there was like an investment function within the game where you could take your your cash like we've got here, 400, pull 400,000 off of it and put it into a like a savings type mechanism that would generate a little bit of interest on that, but obviously that doesn't exist. And we'll go back this direction. This is kind of the shortcut back to the dairy farm, and that way we can drop this trailer off because that's kind of where it lives, is at the dairy farm. But since we don't have that, we'll just keep our money and again kind of keep an eye on these fields. And what we might choose to do is probably buy the field either in the early spring, and depending on what the crop is, that might tell us something as to if we're going to buy it or not. But obviously keep in mind that the field would not have been plowed, because I don't think the AI, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the AI plows their fields, or if they do, it doesn't count towards our benefit. So in other words, I think if we can just sort of look at this here together, I'll pull up the HUD here and we'll look. But let's see, and I've got the colorblind mode turned on. Yeah, so 29 and 30, these are our two owned fields. So most likely I would be looking at buying either field 3 or yeah, probably field 3 would probably be our most logical purchase, because that would keep everything kind of centralized. Our sheep farms over here, these fields we own, field 3, and if we continue to play this map any further, then field 2 would probably also be a logical field to probably buy as well. So we'll just kind of see how things go. I'm not at this particular point in time, as far as other maps are concerned, I really don't have my eyes on anything right now. It will kind of just depend on if people just get tired of watching me play on Lawfolds, or if I just grow bored with it, and who knows, that could, hopefully if something like that occurs, it'll occur for both of us kind of at the same time. We'll both kind of grow old of it and decide that we've had enough, and we'll just park that right there. And hey, look at there. I mean, we're coming up on 25 minutes or so, and of course all that we've really done has been just selling our wool. But at least you guys will know where this extra money has come from. Almost 200, maybe, yeah, about 200,000 that we got from the sale of that. A little over 200,000, I suppose. And that way you know where it came from. And let's just, I tell you what, for grins and giggles, let's just spin around here. And sorry about making you guys sick. Let's take a look and see what the field price is of field number 3. I may be completely off my rocker thinking that we could afford it. You know, the Seasons mod also, and I haven't really talked about this a lot, but the Seasons mod also gives you a higher line of credit, or higher line of bank loan. And part of the reason for that is the mod developers kind of know that you know that in order to really get the benefit out of the mod, you're gonna maybe have to go a little bit more into debt. So 276,000, we can afford it. We can pay for it right now, but obviously we're not going to do that. Let's just see what it needs. Plowing. We couldn't plow today or now, even if we wanted to. And let's just see what it is. So basically, it's wheat. So and it looks like it's growing. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on that and see how it goes. It really does not do us any good to buy that now. I suppose if we would have maybe been smart, we could have bought that field before, perhaps before it was harvested. That might have been a good idea. Buy it after he's put all the work and everything into it and reap the reward off the harvest. But that's not the way we did it, and so there's not much need in talking about it. But yeah, I think that would be a pretty decent field, add to our collection. And as I nearly wipe out my tractor on a fence post, I think that's just the way that we'll go about it. So, all right, well, oh, the bank loan, it's just an increase. It's based on, the bank loan amount is based on the number of fields that you own, I believe, is how that calculation works within the Seasons mod. But anyway, it's a lot more than what the default game allows you to have. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I appreciate you guys liking, commenting, sharing. All you folks that are subscribing. Our subscriber counts have gone up quite a bit. We're over 400 now. I think we're maybe on the north side of 425 actually. So all that's looking good. I appreciate it. That's good motivation for me to continue doing what I'm doing, and that's what I plan to do. So thank you all so much for watching. When we come back together, we'll be in the next game day. Again, not sure how long the episode will be because I really don't know what we'll have to do. If we have a great demand for something that we actually happen to have in stock in our silo, then obviously we will sell that. And maybe we'll talk about additional news that's occurring in the farm sim world if I'm aware of anything, and just kind of go from there. So thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. Take care now, and we'll see you all back here very, very, very soon. Bye-bye.